What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy, and this is Super Mama Amy. This is a continuation of the previous video I did on affordable foods that could increase breast milk supply. So this is part two. As you remember, if you have not watched that video, please consider watching part one of this video because they are connected. You might fall out of place. That video was interrupted. Baby Mama Chronicles. Mama Chronicles. So this is a continuation of that. We had talked about myths and misconception of breastfeeding. Yeah, and we were saying breastfeeding does not cause your breasts to drop, or lack of a better word, to sag, something like that. Yeah, entirely. So please watch that video to get perspective of where we are at. In foods, I'd also told you that I've managed within the first 6 of life for both my children to add at least 2 kgs on their birth weights by the time we go for the first vaccination, basically based on breast milk only. So you might want to pay a better, to give a keen ear, because experience, all right, on foods. So, in this episode, I will be talking about advantages of breastfeeding, just to help you, to put you at some level of guidance, to make you guided on whether, if you're thinking about whether or not to breastfeed, this could help you just reconsider, all right? And also, I will talk about disadvantages of breastfeeding, and then we will talk about the foods that have worked for me, the foods that are available, the foods that are affordable as well, locally available in our to homes, to markets. Yeah? Okay. So, advantages of breastfeeding. Number one, like you have known, common knowledge, is breastfeeding helps you bond with your child. It's a little thing. Sometimes when you breastfeed and you are advised to look straight into their eyes, and that is communication. Baby will communicate. They want you to pay attention. They look straight into your eye. As you look at them, they shift their eyes and start looking at other things. That means they're tired with your looking at them. Okay. Yeah. And watch out for more videos on what baby is saying with different things. I will do that. There's a video for that. So breastfeeding helps you bond with your child. Did I just hear baby cry? Don't worry, this video will be short to an end. So breastfeeding, number one, helps you bond with your child. You're looking into their eyes. Some of them, as you breastfeed them, they are lifting their legs, so you scratch down there. And these are nice little moments that help you bond with your child. You learn their behavior. Some of them are complaining as they breastfeed, telling you things you can't understand, obviously. These are special moments. Yeah, if you have the privilege, of course, putting in mind that some people who would want to breastfeed, and for one reason or the other, doctor has advised, or the body is not producing, so you are not able to breastfeed. So if you get the privilege, enjoy those little moments, because babies grow very fast. You will desire those moments. Enjoy when you're breastfeeding and baby is scratching you with their little tiny little hands, and they're feeling nice, touching you at the back here, touching you. Enjoy. These are special moments, ways you can bond with your child. Number one is through breastfeeding. And of course, you all know, again, breastfeeding, number two, boosts their immunity. And like in the previous video, in this video, again, I will advocate that you breastfeed exclusively for at least 6 months, and try to breastfeed for at least 2 years. Okay, longer even after weaning. Don't stop at 6 months. Continue. Continue. I've told you, my eldest is 1 year, 8 months. He stopped breastfeeding from the nyonyo. Tell me what you call nyonyo in your language now. Tell me in the comment section. At least somebody told me they still call theirs nyonyo. Please tell me what you call yours. So my eldest is 1 year, 8 months. He stopped taking nyonyo at 1 year, 5 months by himself. This is why I keep telling mamas, don't stress. Things will unfold. Imagine baby will just grow and unfold. You're wondering, will he learn how to sit on the potty? Don't stress. Baby will just do that. Time will come for that. I didn't put pepper on babies on my nyonyo. I would dread it. I was just thinking it will get inside and it will be hurting me. So I didn't put that. I didn't try any medicine. I didn't try things here. Baby just stopped. But also maybe that is attributed to the fact that I was expectant. They say milk probably had become bitter or some funny taste that is not sweet. So baby stopped by himself. But although he does not take directly from the nipple, if I express and put it in a bottle, which I am committed to do because I want to breastfeed to ensure my children have milk from the breast for at least 2 years, both of them. So if I express and put it on the bottle, he will drink it, but he will not take it from Nyonyo. Do you think he's embarrassed? Is my baby embarrassed that he's taking it from Nyonyo? Nonetheless, the point is at least try to exclusively breastfeed for 6 months and then continue, if you can, for 2 years at least. At least, by the way. Woo! Let me say something. One of my brothers breastfed, I remember. He was going to class 3. Class 3. Coming back. And asking for you'd feed while standing. Can you imagine? Aye. So it could take medics maybe can advise us when should it stop, when should it stop. But generally, breast milk gives babies immunity for forever. Immunity against sicknesses that attack them, against flu, against stomach issues, against diarrhea even. Yeah? So protect your child. And there's a video on infections to watch out for if you're a mama. Infant infections that attack mamas, babies. My baby had, I remember when we had our second baby, you know the way you dread flu? You dread flu. And I have a video on keeping flu away from your house, by the way. You can do it if you have babies. Don't be afraid to let them go out to play because you're saying watarudi na homa. You see those two fears of homa, flu, homa ya mapafu, mafua. Don't be afraid. Super Mama Amy has tricks, tips, hacks, do it yourself, on how to prevent flu from your house. Watch out for that video, okay? But I was saying, when we had flu, I remember when we had flu in our house here, not when we had flu. When we had our second baby, first week of life, we got homa, flu here. First week of life. What else would you be dreading as a new mama? Homa day one. I was afraid. My son came back with homa. No wonder I decided to study homa, to study flu, so I know. And it has worked for me. This boy would catch cold. Is it cold? Common cold? Would catch common cold like monthly. And today I can tell you we've stayed 3 clean months, no homa, and I think that is working for us. So I'll be sharing with you. Hey, forgive any noise, please. Please forgive any noise. Sorry, people. Sorry, people. So, flu. Good. Yeah, I was afraid of flu. I was afraid of my 1 week old baby catching flu. And somehow I kept on encouraging myself to just breastfeed him. My son came with the cold. His dad caught the cold. I got the cold. And I was sure my girl was going to get it. You know, she didn't get it. She didn't get it. All of us went through it. We passed the face. I am so sorry, guys. I am sorry. My son has come. Attention needed here and there. I don't know why they keep coming when I'm doing this video. Baba, wait. Surely. Wait. Motherhood Chronicles. We will improve with time, okay? So I was telling you, do you know my girl didn't catch the cold? She didn't catch the cold. We went through that period, all of us. Flu came and left the three of us. Baby didn't catch it. And when I was thinking about it, I told myself it because I had the flu, my body created antibodies. The cold, my body created antibodies, and so antibodies were passing through nyonyo to the child. So that's how important, how life-saving breastfeeding could be to you. If you are here thinking you don't want flu for your baby in week one, it's good because flu could homa is homa flu or common cold. Common cold could cause a lot of breathing complications, and you might even need to go for operation. But just in case you're fearing that your other children have flu, common cold, homa, and you have caught it, and baby is barely a week old, don't be afraid, mama. You could go through that stage, and baby will not catch it. And I think that explanation suits. Antibodies are passing through nyonyo. You know, when people are taking COVID vaccine, I was also afraid. That time I was lactating again, and I was thinking, is it safe? Is it not safe for baby? Ah, information came. If you go for the vaccine, your body creates antibodies, anti-COVID bodies. And these are the ones that will pass to baby, and so baby will be vaccinated. So don't be afraid. Breastfeed because it will give your baby plus immunity for life. Okay? Yes, breastfeeding will protect your child from even obesity. That comes with, sometimes when you're mixing formula, you could go off a few things, which could cause baby to have obesity, and the breastfeeding milk has put together all that. So even if baby grows big, and you think they're plump, but it's all on breast milk, don't stress. That's not obesity. Okay? Yes. Number three thing, the importance of breastfeeding again in this channel, apart from don't stress for mama, we also want to raise smart, brainy kids, right? Smart, brainy kids. And breast milk helps boost brain power. Imagine, who doesn't want a smart child? Who? So breastfeed. Your baby will have smartness. That plus so many others. There are so many advantages of breastfeeding. I cannot talk about all of them. That is just in a nutshell to bring you to maybe be encouraged to breastfeed, okay? Disadvantages, are there any disadvantages? I don't think there are any. But even if they exist, this channel, we are about positive vibes. We will call it challenges of breastfeeding probably, but we will not talk about it, all right? So right on to it. We will go to foods that have worked for me, okay? That are affordable and locally available in Africa. And I don't know. No. No, before foods, I must mention why. I talked about in the previous video, I talked about how you might know that you're not producing enough for baby. In this video, let me mention a few why. Why might you not be producing enough? Okay? And we said enough, you could be producing, but baby just wants more because they are demanding more. You might not be producing enough, like you have had, because of medication. Medication could cause you not to produce enough, especially if you went through CS and medication, like you went through CS. You could have been given some things, drugs here and there, that have made the hormones that would produce milk to stay sleep. Okay? That is out of your control. Or maybe family planning. You already have your family planning on and it's hormonal and it's not right, it's not working with you. That could cause a limited supply of breast milk. You might want to reconsider and maybe check with your doctor. Should you find that you're not producing enough and you are concerned, you could want to have a discussion with doctor about family hormones and maybe medication that you might be taking for any other disease, probably, if you have one. Another reason why you might not be producing enough is breast sperm, sorry, breast ducts, sorry, breast ducts. There are some two little pipes in the breasts that form when preparation for breastfeeding. Well, you are expectant, to ducts are supposed to be. I will not even try to explain it medically. I just know that. Sorry, I just know that there are two pipes, some kind of pipes, ducts. Yeah, they are called ducts. They are called ducts that form in preparation for breastfeeding while you're expectant. So it could be that yours in the breast did not form, they didn't form many. They formed little, a few, just a few. And that obviously could prevent supply, could limit supply. You get the point? Again, that is out of your control, mama. Don't be stressed. That is just out of control. Also, you could be producing less because you are not breastfeeding as often. Probably you've chosen to breastfeed in the morning and in the evening, and then you supplement with formula at night. Say something like that for one reason or the other. And often, what do we call often? Um, you should breastfeed at least every 2 hours during the day and 4 hours at night. Some people choose not to breastfeed at night. Probably you've chosen to let baby sleep on their own cot and they're sleeping from evening to morning to dawn, dusk to dawn. It is good for them to sleep like that because it gives you time to rest as well. But it could just tell the mind that there's no demand here. If you breastfeed fewer times, let's say you're supposed to breastfeed at least every 2 hours during the day. If a day goes for 12 hours, that means 6 times during the day. If a night is 12 hours, again, every 4 hours during the night, that is three. So at least you should give your baby nyonyo at least 9 times a day. So if you're not doing that, and maybe you are below 3 times a day, the mind registers that demand for milk is not needed here. And if demand for milk is not needed here, it will obviously supply less. Oh, my daughter is awake. But I will try to complete this video, okay? So that could cause limitations in breast milk supply. Don't stress again, we have solutions here, okay? Yeah, here and there. Again, by the way, a life hack. If you don't breastfeed oftenly, you could bring back your menses early. Just in case you forgot that you visit the mood, dear mama, breastfeeding frequently, at least the 9 times that I've said, could prevent, keep that away for some time, just in case you have not registered in your mind. But if you will notice, should you reduce the number of times, frequency, you will start your menses quite early. Sorry. Those are just a few reasons as to why you might not be producing. Another one which is common in the streets, they say stress. Yeah? Stress inaweza kufanya mtu asiproduce maziwa ya kutosha. So that is, don't stress your mama. I don't think stress in itself could prevent breast milk production. But if you are stressed, you're probably not eating. You're probably not feeding frequently. So, and you need to eat for you to produce milk, right? Not really, really. But if you're stressed, you're not in the right space of mind. Your mind is not in the right space to produce. Okay? Well, those are some of the reasons why you might not be producing. So, what are the foods? I know, I know people are now asking. So, what are the foods, Amy? These foods have worked for me. Okay, For you to produce a lot of milk, you need ginger and garlic. Ginger and garlic, they stimulate breast production, breast producing hormone. So, one thing that has worked for me is bone soup. Bone soup. Every time you go to the butchery, you always go to buy meat. Do you know that you can ask your butcher man? Is that butchery man? The meat vendor, let's call him meat vendor, to sell you bones. Yes, now they sell you bones. Bonds that too. So if you buy bonds worth 200 shillings, I don't know, pricing could be different in different places. 50 shillings even. You could produce soup that would last you some time. Bone soup is important. It stimulates all these foods in my mind. I'll be saying they stimulate the hormone which produces milk. So go buy bones, put in your garlic, put in some ginger, put in some one, two here and there to make it tastier, some salt to taste. It could work magic for you. In fact, if you don't have money for meat, buy bones and drink the soup. Okay? Super dads, now you know. Romantic gesture. If your wife tells you to come with pizza and you don't have money, show up with a kilogram of bones. You could decide to make, don't be angry with me, super mamas. I'm just saying things that will be healthy for you and baby, okay? You could show up with you could decide to do tumbukiza. Do you know tumbukiza? Tumbukiza is Kenyan food. Tumbukiza, where you could buy bones or meat and put in fresh spinach and kales, again in moderation, because kales could bring you gas and we don't want gas. Watch out on my videos on how I prevented colic from both my babies and how to raise colic free babies. There are two videos on that. Kales, you do it with moderation, but if you put it in there again, this all together give tell the brain, yeah, uh, activate the hormone that produce milk. So bone soup, and bone soup is even good aside from breastfeeding. Once in a while, super mama, you might not be breastfeeding, but this knowledge is important. You could do bone soup for your family and put some bread there and pretend you are in a five-star hotel and have a starter bone soup and bread. Kwani mnafikiria broth ya five-star hotel inakwanga nini? It's bone soup. By the way, bone soup is called broth. Poor. You could decide once in a while to surprise your people. You don't need to go out. Make bone soup and give everybody in their tumbler. Guys, today we are doing bone soup for tea instead of tea at 4 p.m. Okay? Bone soup. But like I said, bone soup is good for mama, right? Boil, if you don't have ginger, garlic, kales, carrots to put in the bone soup, just boil the bones yourself slowly on jiko using charcoal probably. Or if you have a pressure cooker, indulge it. Use it. Boil for some time, long enough for the bones to produce everything they have and you drink. So bone soup, good plus. Another thing which has worked for me is sesame seeds. Sesame seeds, which basically sim. Did you know? Sim. My mom introduced me to sim and it worked miracles for me. Miracles. Imagine. Don't ignore. If you cannot buy sim in plenty, so you just roast. But then you don't need to make it like into balls, so you eat with the sugar. You'll come to realize lots of sugar post delivery is not good though. It's not good, but anyway. So you can just roast it like you do groundnuts. Yes, wash your sim very cleanly and roast like you do groundnuts. Put some salt to taste, and then be scooping with your teaspoon once in a while. Not like you sit down and eat sim to get filled. You'll not get filled. It's like popcorn, sim and pop and popcorns. Same was up. You never get enough of them. You could even mix with some groundnuts, sim and groundnuts. And then you scoop. During the day, you just scoop. Feel good, mama. Scoop and you hide your simsim because your sesame seeds. Because if you roast it with salt, it is tasty, very tasty. So people in your house could be peeping to steal your simsim. Yes, hide your simsim. Hide your simsim. Yes, but you get my point. Sim Sim has worked miracles for me. Sim Sim has worked miracles for me, and Sim Sim is good. Sesame seeds is good for you, Mama. More especially if you delivered through C-section. Most of you might be wondering why I look so energetic and strong. Sorry, with lots of vigor here and there. It is Sim Sim sesame seeds. Okay, have it in your diet, plan to have it, and they're rare to find. Not really rare. If you go to the market, you'll find them. Sim sim, or if you see a mama selling sim sim, next time you see sim sim, don't ignore, buy it. It's even good for your family. Just buy sim sim. All right. Ooh, sesame seeds, they could help. I was saying, for if you went through CS, they help even with healing of your scar, okay, of your wounds inside, okay. So sim sim is definitely a plus. Another thing is fruits here. I'm championing for avocado and bananas. Very good. They have potassium, zinc, calcium, which all stimulate the milk producing hormone. Hey, my girl is awake. If you hear her, please forgive me. Please forgive me. I have to finish this, okay? Avocados and bananas will be a good plus. So ensure you have them around. And watermelon. Ay, 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 ay. Watermelon plus their seeds. Next time you see watermelon on the streets, dear mama, don't pass. Pick one for yourself. Pick an avocado for your family and make sure you eat. Okay? Make sure you eat them. Watermelon even gives you strength, even in case you don't have food, probably. For one reason or the other, you could lack food or you're out there hustling. Bite a watermelon. Okay? Yeah. So fruits, avocado, bananas, watermelon. Those have worked for me. Real experience. All right. Another food which works is cocoa. Cocoa. These cocoa people should pay me because yes, cocoa. And take the one which is called cocoa, not drinking chocolate. Cocoa. Okay? Cocoa. You will get the difference when you go to buy. Cocoa is miraculous. I remember when I had my CS and I didn't have milk. Of course, I've given that story as to why that didn't be. The cleaners. Again, ongea na watu vizuri. Salimianga watu vizuri. These things, like the other day I was saying how I manage without a nanny. You might think I'm bougie. I have people who come to deliver things for me on the door. They don't attract an extra cost. It's just kusalimiana, kuongea na watu vizuri. So while in the hospital, this was told to me by a clean lady. Yeah. Uh, support staff worker whispered to me, try cocoa. I tried with no sugar. The miracle I saw. Oh. Try cocoa in case you are confused. And you don't need to put it in milk, by the way. You could have cocoa and plain water and it will still work. Are we together? It will still work. You also want to reduce your dairy product intake because they could cause gas. Your child could be lactose resistant, things like that. And you don't want stomach ache pains. Watch that video on keeping stomach pain away from babies. I have it. So cocoa worked miracles. And of course, you need to stay hydrated because milk is basically it's liquid, right? You need to stay hydrated. That's why I always advocate for water. Water. Warm water for that matter. Just increase the temperature a little. Warm water. Water will work amazing for you. So what have I said? I've said 5 foods or 6. And then another thing that would work to increase breast milk supply. is demand. I've said try to breastfeed as often as possible. If you're not able for one reason or the other, try expressing. One thing I do, I told you milk can be in surplus. I express, and I'll do a video on expressing breast milk. Okay? So watch out for lessons here and there with that. I feed with the mouth at night and express. During the day we breastfeed. At night it's expressed milk. Expressing frequently tells the brain there is demand. It is needed. We have demand for milk here. So the brain will activate the hormone which produces milk to produce more. So frequency, okay? Try to release milk as often as possible. Expressing or maybe feeding, the brain will register that there is demand. So quickly, we've said the foods are cocoa, sim, fruits, avocado, banana, and watermelon specifically. Bone soup, stay hydrated. What? Have I missed something? Sim, bone soup, fruit, water, cocoa. Imagine just those ones. Just those ones, add them into your diet and they will work miracles for you. Foods to avoid. These ones you must avoid or consume little because they dry up the milk. Yes, it will be pointless for you to eat sim and this other side you're doing a lot of carbonated drinks. Then you come and say, but Super Mama Amy said we do sim. No, I am telling you, avoid carbonated drinks during this time, at least during this time, until the body gets used to it. Huh? Avoid carbonated drinks, and I know you know what those are. Carbonated are the ones which do yes, which do when you open. I had forgotten a very important food, black beans. Black beans, which they call njahe in Kikuyu, a language in Kenya, njahe. Black beans, not very tasty, very nutritious. Have it in your diet here and there. Black beans, sim, cocoa, bone soup have worked for me. They could work for you as well. Okay? I'm saying so foods to avoid is 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 carbonated drinks. One, avoid carbonated drinks. Avoid excess caffeine. Caffeine is found even in tea. In fact, we encourage lactating mothers to do cocoa instead of tea. Okay? Yeah, do cocoa instead of tea because a lot of caffeine again will inhibit milk production. Avoid alcohol. Yeah, avoid alcohol. It will cause trouble. And highly processed foods. Highly processed foods, Nick. Come again. Sausage. Yes. Ha! I pinched you. Yes. Eat it with moderation, all right? Do it with moderation. Yeah, just do it with moderation. So don't be stressed that you cannot afford Greek, I don't know, Greek, whatever, lactating cookies. People are doing lactating cookies and you come see, you're thinking, will I produce enough? Don't be afraid. But in case you can manage, if you are looking for lactating cookies and teas, which are very good, which also increase breast milk, yes, I have tea here and there to store my guests when they come. Yes, you don't take it daily anyhow. Yes, you might want to look for teas which have yes, if you need, I was saying if you cannot afford them, kunywa supu mami, kunywa supu, don't stress. Yeah. But if you can, you might want to consider teas and cookies which have fenugreek. Yes, fenugreek, flax. In your cookies and teas, as you go around shopping, you look for teas which contain flax. Flax is in the cookies. Fenugreek, moringa tea is such a nice one. Moringa marubaine? Tell me in the comment section. Cookies which have oat in it, which have brewer's yeast in it. Yes, which have flax and things like that. But there are some cookies which are just called lactating cookies. If you get them, well done, mama. Well done. If you don't know where to get them, buy anything that has flax, moringa, fenugreek, brewer's yeast. It could boost your milk production because they activate the hormone which produces milk. Marshmallow roots and things like that. Whew, basically that's it. Thank you for watching these two videos. So maybe just a quick one. We said, please consider breastfeeding, advantages you have had, advantages, bonding, super brain power, things like that. We've said myths, including that boobs will grow bigger as you breastfeed or drop. That's a lie. That you need to wash your nipples as you breastfeed, before you breastfeed. A big lie. Nipples self clean. I've told you a story about kutafuta kilo. You could challenge yourself as a mom and say, I want to tafuta kilo with my child. You have, that's why you're given by the 3 months to rest. So you become creative with your child. So rest, ensure you rest as much as you can. Of course, I know we have different needs and people might be going out to hustle, but try, you can challenge yourself kutafuta kilo and tell me in the comment section here or in Insta stories how your kutafuta kilo went. You could say next, by tomorrow, next week, I will go weigh my child and I want her to have added at least 500 grams, things like that. So my baby is here, I have to leave. And just a quick one, if you are out in the market, don't be afraid, especially if you are in Kisumu City in Kenya and you are in Kibuye. There's a breastfeeding center. Ask the women around, they will tell you where it is at. It is clean, it is safe, it is managed by a health worker. You could breastfeed from there. So I hope this puts you to perspective here and there, not to stress. Drink water. Now you get my points where I usually says, drink water, drink cocoa, don't stress, things like that. It's simple. Drink cocoa, don't stress. Okay? You will do it. Tell me after you try these things if they worked magic for you as well. I hope you've learned a few things. Thank you for your time. Please consider subscribing. Share this with any mama who might be in distress. They are thinking, how will I produce milk? Share it with them. So thank you, everybody. Bye.